Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with a controversial view of The Guardian. The Guardian is a 1990 horror film directed by William Friedkin, and it's Friedkin awesome. It's a bit of an obscurity. It's not really talked about. Jason and I probably could have covered this for the Seldom Seen series. Instead, though, we've elected to give it a controversial view, because there are controversies surrounding it. One of them directly relates to the Bravo's Scariest Movie Moment we covered on Sunday. For those of you who already forgot, that movie was The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Jenny Seagrove, who played Camilla the nanny in The Guardian, was unhappy with all of the rewrites the film went through. She was hoping this would turn out to be a completely different movie. Allegedly, she begged Universal executives to make it a film about a nanny who kidnaps babies. They shut down that idea, though, and told her there would not be an audience for that. Those of you who have seen The Guardian will know they went a different route. But then, just 2 years later, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was released, and it was a massive success. It turns out, in fact, there was an audience for Jenny Seagrove's idea. She picked up the phone and called a friend at Universal who told her, Don't even talk about it. You were right. She pitched it, but they weren't willing to catch it. And instead, this movie suffered from not going in that original direction. Personally, I love The Guardian, and might actually enjoy it more than The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. But I guess it depends on my mood. Regardless, I have a lot of nostalgia for both films. Sam Raimi was originally attached to direct The Guardian, but dropped out of the project early so he could direct Darkman instead. That's when William Friedkin was brought in, and the script went through those constant rewrites Jenny Seagrove didn't like. There were so many rewrites, in fact, it sent co-writer Stephen Volk into a breakdown. This resulted in Friedkin taking over writing duties, along with directing. Speaking of which, this was his first horror movie since The Exorcist, with a span of 17 years in between. Even still, The Guardian is one of only 2 films made by Friedkin that was not mentioned at all in his memoir. The delivery scene in the movie used actual footage of a live birth. That's sort of controversial. And Roger Ebert called The Guardian one of his most hated films of all time. That's a little dramatic, Raj. Go easy. By the way, I have always loved this poster art and cover art of The Guardian, seen here on this Anchor Bay DVD release. Before The Guardian was released by Scream Factory on Blu-ray, this Anchor Bay DVD was very rare and very expensive, selling for well over $100 online at the time. I do own the movie on VHS as well. One final thing about The Guardian I want to mention that I've always found personally controversial is the fact that Camilla, the nanny, was featured in this Boogeymen, the Killer compilation. Now, the reason why I find that so controversial is the fact that this compilation includes footage of horror icons that are typically part of franchises, or at least movies that have a sequel. With the exception of Simon from The Ugly, Camilla is the only other horror character in the Boogeymen compilation that is from a standalone film. In addition, The Guardian was not a very popular horror movie to begin with. Camilla's inclusion in Boogeymen has always had me scratching my head. As a fan of the film, though, I'm glad she's included. She deserves the attention. And for all you perverts out there, she's plenty naked in the movie. Like Camilla, the film itself deserves more attention. The Guardian does not get talked about enough. It's extremely atmospheric. Truly, the atmosphere is impressive. This is a very misty movie. Jenny Seagrove is great as Camilla. I love the setting, especially the house with all of the trees and shrubbery outside the windows. The film has a fun late 80s, early 90s charm with just enough cheese. The kills are gory and gruesome, and overall, The Guardian is an original horror film. Like I said, this movie definitely deserves more attention. That's why Jason and I watched it, since many of you don't seem to. This is just my controversial view. Please be sure to check out Jason's video as well. Have you seen William Friedkin's The Guardian? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Which controversial movie will we view next? Check back soon to find out. Until then, remember, physical media matters. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.